Whose Story Is It Anyways? I'm your host, EmVee K, and we're still joined by Xuro. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for letting us into your home.
Casa es tu casa,
I
as
like
they
the
call
fact
it.
that it's white, because
No?
I like white stuff.
Yeah, it's a mind controlling thing. It sort of like gives you inner peace,
Yeah,
apparently.
I believe that. So, one thing that people do not know about you is your background and how you grew up. So can you just give us a little bit of something?
A little bit of my background.
Yeah.
I was born in Milton.
Yeah.
I was raised at a farm. So I started my schooling at Midcat before it became the resort that it is now.
Yeah.
It was just an ordinary farm. Grew up with my aunt, and from there I came to Windhoek. Started school at Bethel Primary School.
Okay.
And from there I went over to that school over there.
DHP?
To JHPS, yeah.
Oh,
German,
my
yeah.
goodness.
To JHPS.
Yeah.
And that's where basically all the crazy things happened. Where I really found myself, and started to, building my own person,
Right.
because the school sort of gave you that opportunity to really find yourself and, be comfortable in your own skin and, believing in yourself, stuff like that. So that was my schooling. And then after that, I think I went to UNAM, tried law. I said, not for me.
Yeah.
Then I moved to the north, worked at Oshikango Country Lodge as a restaurant manager there.
What year was this?
What year was that? That was I left for Chicago in 2002, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when I went to Chicago, and I lived there for like a year. And I was running Chicago Country Lodge.
You were running the whole thing?
The whole shebang.
That's amazing. So one thing that people do not know is that you are the ghost voiceover of the Namas.
Yes.
And people are so shook about it because, like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, when was it? It's been a couple of years also now. I went for the auditions for the presenter.
Oh, you auditioned?
Yeah, I did. I auditioned. When was it? Like 6 years ago. I auditioned.
Yeah.
And I got the call back, and then I said no.
Was that the voiceover auditions now?
No. I just went to do the normal presenter. Okay. So that year, I had to do the blue carpet with Bombili. And while we were busy with the blue carpet, they were like, "Yeah, but we will need like someone to do the announcements." And they were like, "Can you do the announcements?" I'm like, "I don't know anything about announcements, but what must they do?" And they were like, "No, all you just do is just sit at the background, make announcements."
That was live during...
I was live, so I had to finish doing the the interviews on the blue carpet, and then I had to run backstage to my cubicle where I sit with the mic and then start the show.
Don't you get nervous? Like,
I think irregardless of how long you have been in the industry or how many times you've done something, I think every time you have to go on stage, or every time you go in that booth, or every time you have to go on screen, it's the first time, because you're always just as good as your last performance, So for me, it's always like, well, last year's Ghost Force was banging, but this year is like, it's a different atmosphere, it's a different vibe, So you need to sort of like, I need to always like sit there and hype myself, So obviously I'm nervous because, you need to deliver, because if I sit there and I sound like nonsense, then people are going to pick up and it's like, yo, guys, but Ghost Voice.
What is going on up there?
Yeah, so no, it's quite a huge responsibility.
Very huge. Well, the other thing that we are all aware of is that you have another, I don't know what you call it, OC Abs.
Alter ego.
Who is she?
OC Abs she's basically I grew up at the farm, no? So my auntie is a Damara speaking lady. When I was in primary school, most of the times I played with my cousins or stayed with my cousins. Our mothers were sisters. And this was a group of Damara women. Yeah. And Damaras can be very dramatic. Trust you me. And our household was there was always drama, you know, whether it be at the funerals, whether it be at home, or, you know. So, and they had all these funny things about them. And the one day I was sitting there, I was thinking to myself, you know what? If I could tell my people about my childhood growing up with the Damara auntie, it would have to be a character, you know, because that's how comical my aunties were. Okay. And then I was just sitting there, I was just thinking, you know what can I do? And then I said, you know what? And I actually started writing stories on Facebook. Oh, okay. So yeah, OCF started out on Facebook, and I used to write stories about, you know, how she would always get into this confrontational situations with people. Like she would go to the bank and she would not take her ID, and then she would demand, or she would tell the people like, no, but you can see my face. I just want my money, you know, stuff like that, you know. But what made it special was the fact that the way I wrote was the way she speaks. So, you know, but people could pick up and say, no, we all have an auntie that sounds like that, it speaks like that, you know. So, and it was very much like stories that people could relate to, you know. Yeah. And I think people were like, wanted more stories. And then they started asking, is she married? Does she have kids? Blah, blah, blah. And every time, you know, I just have to create these things, you know. So every time I have to tell myself, okay, so all of us in OCFs as a child now. What's the child's name, you know? Does she have a boyfriend? Is she married? You know, so it became like a Facebook sensation. And from there, people said, you know what? We need to see this lady. I'm like,
they want more.
How? Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Yeah. And then we just decided, you know what? I actually wanted to do a play. So I wrote a play. It took me like one night, and I wrote like a, 10-page play, whole play in one day. Okay. I was working at the call center at MTC at the time, and then I was doing graveyard. Graveyard shift is from, I think, 10 in the evening until 6 in the morning. And that time the calls are not much, you know, it's not a lot of calls. So I was sitting there and I'm writing the script. And then at the same time, the National Arts Council, I think, had a competition going on. And then they said, no, they were looking for new scripts, you know. So I said, okay, let me submit my script, you know. And then it turns out I actually got the, what you call it, a scholarship or whatever it was, the grant. Yeah. So I think it was like 25,000, something like that. So what would happen was they would take the script and then they would hook me up with a director. The two of us sit together, we auditioned people, and the play was supposed to materialize. I think at the time there were no directors or something, but it never materialized, you know. Okay. And I thought to myself, you know what, since the character is there now and she's brought to life, let's just bring her out, you know. And then I just started wearing dresses and stuff, and you know, here we are.
No, I get you, man. That's good. So knowing that you can literally change people's moods and reach 1,000 people just, you know, by one click of a button at the same time, how does it make you feel?
At first, you know what? At first, it was just really pure fun, you know, and I didn't really care about it. You know, for me, it wasn't about the likes. It was just, you know, people just wanted something to keep them busy, you know. So I always remember when I started on posting things on Facebook, I would always do this. I would say, okay, if I just get 10 likes, it's fine. I'm happy with that. You know, at least I've spoken to 10 people. You know, but you know, as you know, the material became more. You know, the people became like more, and then it was like likes, and then the first video which I did, it was pure accident. I swear to you.
Oh, was that an accident?
It was right here on this very couch. But I remember I made a video earlier, and I was lying and I was watching the video, and I was trying to now check can I post this or not? In the meantime, I was really recording myself, but I was in the character also, you know? Okay. So everything just came out, and I was like, and I rewatched that clip, and I was like, the one where Osebs was saying, oops, I think it's a... Yeah. And I was like, you know, let me repost this. And then when that video went, it just went. And all of a sudden, it's like thousands of people are liking it, and like people are viewing. I'm like, yo, what's happening? And like all of a sudden, people know me. I'm like, yo. And then it just, you know, it just continued. Like now, it's like... You know, I used to get envious and jealous of Marianne Pembe and Delishka. You know, they would just sneeze and woo, it's share and like and what and comment and but if you sneeze, it's like dololo 0. And then all of a sudden, you know, I was in the league now. I was also getting my likes and things. So I mean, if it's one thing that it did is to definitely motivate me. I think this is more of a motivation for me to, you know, continue doing what I'm doing and just, it just really just encouraged me to, it was a motivation, like,
So how has it been going though? Have you been getting enough, you know, shows and everything after that particular video?
Last year was crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we did, after that, I don't know how many schools I went to. I went to a couple of schools. I did a couple of shows. Weddings, I tell you, like, it went like this, you know. It just went crazy. I was all over the place. I mean, like, one minute I'm here in the air working with Namibia, and as you land, you literally have to go straight into studio because I have to do voiceovers, and from there I have to come back and pack because I need to travel to a wedding, you know. And then in the meantime, I have to also make videos for the people for entertainment, you know. So it was hectic, but it was good fun, you know. It was really, really good fun. Oh, it is actually very good fun because, you know, it's something that I enjoy doing, you know, and it's stress. It's a stress reliever, you know, even for myself, you know. I always, you know, when I wake up in the morning, I always ask myself, I will have this random conversation. So I'll be like, so what are we doing today? So I'll be speaking to OCFs now. Like, what do we do? And she's just like, no, let's make a video. I'm like, okay, what do you want to wear? You know?
My goodness. Okay.
Yeah, so we would literally plan. Some days we would literally plan it, you know. And the planning is so cool because we'll just select anything. I can even take those shoes and make a necklace out of it, or decide those are the earrings, and we're like, let's do this. Those are our earrings, you know. So it's fun. It's like having your own personal best friend, but nobody knows about it.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
That's amazing. Well, all right. Yeah, that's good. Let's quickly take a break, and we'll be right back.
Hi guys, it's your girl EmVee from the building. I'm joking. Hi, it's Xuro Milton here. You are watching Whose Toy Is It Anyway? I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and tell everyone about it. It's amazing. Make sure you definitely also follow me because I'll follow back. Follow back. But important thing is that you make sure that you're watching Whose Toy Is It Anyway? Peace out.
Welcome back to Whose Toy Is It Anyways? I'm EmVee K and we're still joined by Xuro. We're catching up. So, let's get deep in it now.
How deep?
Not so far.
What is it with you people and wanting to find out things about our lives?
I find out a lot about you.
No.
You know, they say that people that make other people laugh a lot are the ones that have felt, you know, the most pain in life.
You know what? That's actually true because you know, if you go through, or if you follow movies, or if you're someone who loves movies, and you read about a lot of comedians, like Robbie Williams, for example, he was a very cheerful guy, committed suicide. There's quite actually a string of comedians or people that are usually happy that actually need to be entertained also, you know, or need people to sort of be there for them and stuff like that. I don't know why, but it's the funny ones that actually have the issues. They're always either depressed or going through some phase or some, you know, some issue. But definitely, it's you know, as much as you hype up people and you excite, you know, entertain people, you yourself also, you must also understand at the end of the day, you're just a human being. So, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Right. But have you like gone through depression, anxiety?
Tons, like, yo, dude, I'm like this, you know. It's like, you know, women have PMS. So we have what we call, you know, the depression issue, which goes, you know, it comes and goes. You know, you need to, and it happens when you're not mindful of yourself, you know, when you're not aware of your around surrounding, you know. Yeah. So you just need to be careful of that. Always take care of that. It's very important, you know, that you always do.
But how did you deal with it though?
What do I do? I would probably drink, like, you know, have beer or wine, you know, or watch movies, or travel. I actually enjoy traveling a lot. Traveling, or sometimes just chill with the family. Try and keep myself busy as much as I can. I mean, some people take medication. I remember once. I just told myself, if ever I have to go through that, I wouldn't want to take medication for it, Because one thing you must understand about medication is that they usually would give you like something like antidepressants, Now what things like antidepressants do is they suppress your they're supposed to suppress the feelings, that depression and stuff like that. But it has other side effects as well, where you don't probably have an appetite, or your sleep patterns are messed up, or
Yeah.
So I just didn't want any of those unnecessary things happening. So I just like, there's always definitely a better way to. I mean, music also. Music, oof, I love music.
Yeah.
But music is, and dancing. If you come with me to a club, trust me, we will be dancing. So yeah, I think it's always about finding what works for you. What works for you might not work for me, So It's always very important that one needs to be aware. That's why I was saying constantly, be aware of yourself, of your surrounding, and yeah, from there.
That's very good. So I have another question, right? Let's talk about the LGBT community.
LGBTI+Q or I do.
Yes,
you?
so many.
Ooh, my people there, my people.
It's new every year.
Hey.
So I wanted to ask.
First it was gays and lesbians, no? Then
Right.
they added transgender, then bisexuals, then So yeah, my people, my community.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, were you ever in a situation whereby you were discriminated because of your gender
Of my sexual orientation? Never. And the reason why I say that is, remember when I was telling you earlier about this school that I went to?
Yeah.
Finding yourself, identifying yourself, being comfortable with yourself. And now I remember being a skinny little boy with knick-knock, and these things are sitting like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for some weird reason, I had red eyes, and they used to call me Cyclops. And I was like, something needs to end, something needs to change, So I started making fun of myself,
Okay.
So before you would laugh at me, I've already laughed at myself. People have laughed at me. It's gone for bay, And then that's when I started to, identifying myself and, because I knew from the start, there's no way here that I like girls. So come on, we knew. I knew from the start,
Yeah.
So, but through school and through friends, I became very confident, I started to build a stronger personality, So that's the personality that I always portray, So if I walk in any place or if I go anywhere, you will see my personality, and my personality is not quiet, And
it's very demanding.
It's very demanding, and because of the big personality, trust me, you will not have anything to say to me or about my sexuality or anything, because before I'm anything else, I'm just a human being who has feelings, who pays tax, who's an uncle, who is someone's son, So I'm all these things before I am my sexuality, So I think it's kind of stupid that people always get judged based on, stuff like that.
I have an issue with it because it's like, no, it's against the Bible. But we all do things that are against the Bible. But why is this one such a highlighted thing?
But it's quite interesting, because it really creates a lot of debate.
Yeah.
It creates a lot of debate, a lot of controversial issues, a lot of fights, Unnecessary fights, But we are happy, we're good, But I think it's a journey. If you are part of the LGBTI plus and Q community, I think it's very important that you find yourself. It's important that you first identify who you are, know yourself, be happy with yourself, make yourself happy. And I think it goes for anyone and everybody, If you're not happy with yourself, if you're not comfortable with your own skin, trust me, it's going to be very difficult outside, And that's where we talk about things like body shaming or, people with anorexia, stuff like that. So if once you're comfortable with yourself, trust me, the world is your playground. Someone, I remember back in the days, there were, coming to the question that you were asking if I had any, if I was ever attacked or anything like that, I never had that, Because I remember if you walk down the street and somebody would call you Morphe, because that's the term that, many, I would say, I would turn around and say, no, you need to complete the whole thing. It's Morphe Toffee,
Yeah.
And you just reverse it. And before you know it, the person is like, whatever, man,
Yeah.
Because like you really totally just reverse everything. It's like, no, actually, mind you, it's not Morphe. When you say Morphe, I get angry. You must say Morphe Toffee then, And the person would be like, what's wrong with this child?
Yeah, because they wanted to get something else out of you.
So just twist it.
Reversed it. That's smart. That's very smart. But do you know of anybody that was ever discriminated?
Ooh, a lot. Many of my friends have gone through the worst experiences that you can ever. I mean, recently also that the guy who was tied to a chair, who was beaten up by that other gentleman. I mean, there are worse cases where friends have taken their lives. They get thrown out of houses. There's their school fees would be cut. They wouldn't, So for some people, it's really a difficult thing to go through. Some of us are very fortunate, because not all of us are strong like I am. Not everybody's strong like I am, and it has to do with finding yourself, know who you are, and be comfortable in yourself, and stand up and fight for yourself, Just like anybody else, you have every right to be on this earth, You have every right to love who you want to love, be with who you want to be, So don't let anyone come and, attack you and try and, belittle you,
Yeah. No, that's good. Good. So, in life, right? There's always like that one thing that happens to you that you're like, damn, I have to change my life from here on because I can just not continue doing what I'm doing now. What is that thing?
I wish I could say those things, but that turning point was there.
Yeah.
I think we'll skip that one for now.
Oh.
But no, I mean, what was it, Uka? There hasn't really been, because I think, remember when I was saying earlier, everything that I do it because I want to do it, and I don't regret, I feel that if you should have something like a turning point in your life or something that you would be like, I need to change my life here.
Yeah.
That's like you admitting that you are messing up,
Yeah.
And that you're not happy with your life. Whereas for me, I think whatever you do contributes to the person that you are, and it forms part of your journey, So I don't think I would omit anything or, think like, I made a mistake there, or like, that should have been the turning point in anything, because I think every little mistake that I made or every little thing that took me backward sort of just contributed to who I am,
Yeah.
But I mean, I have had things or moments where I was like, hey, wait,
Yeah.
you need to just stop with this, what you're doing, But it was good things to go through, because through them I've become a better person, I hope. I don't know.
Good. You're doing okay. Very good, man. So the last question. Do you have any message for our viewers? Like you're literally your target market is literally everybody.
Yeah, no, that's actually a nice thing. Like,
so do you have any message for everybody out there?
Anyway, I don't know. I'm bad at those things. I really, the reason why I say I'm bad at it is because, the minute when you tell someone or when you say someone like, no, you must look after yourself and take care of yourself. And it's like trying to dictate to someone, like how to live their life or, So for me, it's always, look, it's your life, and you should be proud of it. You should be happy, that you have a life,
Yeah.
And take care of it, enjoy it, and just cherish it, and like do whatever you want to do. It's your life, Don't let anybody come and take your shine away. But it's your life. So you do what you want with it and learn from it, grow from it, Because you can't come and tell me, I hate weaves.
Right.
You hate them probably, but me, I love them. You see?
Yeah.
So let me also experience that, and grow from that, So I think the best thing I can probably just tell everyone is enjoy your life. It's your life. Don't let anyone try to take that away from you, because it's yours.
It's yours, nobody
It's
else. And you only get it once.
You only get it once. It's yours.
Oh man, that's good. Thank you so much for allowing us into your house. Thank you for
Thank you very much for having me.
And being open with me. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. Alright guys, that was it from me and Xuro. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and go follow the both of us on Instagram.
Yeah,
the handles are just down below. So yeah, next time.